Hello and welcome. I hope everybody had a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is in your wonderful part of the world. Today I'm taking a look at Assetto Corsa EVO. I'm all loaded in and we are introduced with a selection to be made here, which is between career mode and open mode. Now, I'm on version 0.41, so we're very early access into the game here, or early beta, whatever you want to call it. So there's not a whole lot to be offered as far as content goes in career mode just yet, but I think this is a great example of what's to come. I mean, we got a pretty solid game here. I think this is going to be a great game. I love it, but I think it's worth mentioning I'm also not a hardcore sim guy. I'm sitting here with a Logitech G920 clamped to my desk. So that is the extent of my technology. And I think I'm due for an upgrade, to be honest with you, which will probably be right around the corner. But I'm not that great of a driver. I just love cars and I love racing games and racing sims. So I'm coming from a background of Forza Motorsport, which is not really a racing sim, depending on who you ask, and of course, games like Forza Horizon. So to me, this game feels great. Of course, if you're a hardcore sim guy, if you're an iRacing guy, or whatever other serious sim racing games are out there, and you're coming to this, you might have a different opinion. Totally understand, but to me, this is a great base of a game so far. So as far as what we have for features in single player, again, not a whole lot. I'm going to go to single player here and I'll show you. This is what we have for selections. So as far as game modes go, we got practice, we got quick race, and then we got race weekend, where we can kind of customize all sorts of different options in a quick race type scenario. And that's it. There's not a whole lot going on here yet. I am excited to see what they do with this. I hope we get a real good career mode. There is money that we can collect already. So another thing that that they introduced here is a licensing system, which as you complete licenses, it allows you to buy more vehicles in the game. And that's pretty much it as far as I can tell. As far as, unlocking things and advancing, there's not a whole lot here yet. However, I think this is, like I said earlier, I think this is a great base. I think we're going to have a really good game. Hopefully it doesn't take 3 years to get there, but we'll see. That's all we can do. I mean, I'm having fun with it as is. I could, the only thing that has been giving me issues is optimization issues. So I'm running an RTX 5070. I got 32 gigs of RAM, DDR4. I'm not running triples. I'm not doing any crazy resolutions. But on high setting, on no matter what my setting is, ultra, high, medium, low, I've tinkered and tinkered and tinkered. I still get screen freezes here and there. I still kind of get frame rate drops. But it seems to be a common issue that a lot of people are having. I've even seen people with 5090s saying that they have issues just getting smooth frame rates all the time. So I have faith that they're going to sort that out. It's early, it's just, I can't complain. I think it's a great game still a great game to play around with so far. So I'm going to switch over right away here to open mode so I can show you what we got for vehicles to play with here. Again, it's not a massive selection, but we'll go over to Vehicle Hub. So you can see here we got a pretty good selection of manufacturers. We'll just click all so we can get a quick snapshot of what we got. So there's a good mix right now. We got some real race cars, road cars. It's enough to play with, I will say. And I'm sure, the last update, 0.41, that just got released not that long ago, introduced a lot of cars in that one update. I'm guessing the next one, which is probably right around the corner, I'd imagine, we're probably going to get a handful more cars. So one thing I have noticed about Evo, and again, this is my opinion, but the the soundtrack in this game is just so much better than any other racing sim that I've played. But again, I've already kind of mentioned what I'm coming from: Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon. That's kind of where I spent a lot of my time. Assetto Corsa also had, you know, a really good soundtrack. I find this the sound of vehicles in this is just, it's so good. So I can't wait to see what else they introduce for vehicles. But yeah, I mean, let's take something out here and just give you an example for those who have never played this or maybe thinking of trying it, what I'm talking about. And I think a good demo car for that has to be a Honda to get us started. I'm sure there's some V8 guys going, what the hell are you doing, man? I want to hear something with some real power. But we'll lap an S2000 here so we can hear that nice crispy VTEC sound. You know, you got to do it. You got to drive the Honda. You got to hear the VTEC. So let's back up. We're going to go to drive single player and just do a lap or two here on Monza. Ooh, all vehicles. Where are you? All right. S2000. Let's take the Suzuka Blue. And confirm weather clear and static. Now, hopefully my rattly G920 doesn't make too much noise into the mic here, but we'll see what happens. Now, like I was saying, I do have some issues with optimization here, and now I'm also screen capturing. I hope it doesn't create too much lag. But I did test the screen capture earlier, and I did notice that in the video, it does seem laggier than it actually is. So that being said, I'm gonna shut up and listen to some VTEC sounds. I mean, I just find the cars sound so good. I mean, it's very authentically a Honda S2000, that's for sure. So again, graphically, this game can and does look very good. I don't have anything maxed out here. There might be a couple settings. I think my textures are on ultra, but most of it is on medium and high. I was just trying to find some type of perfect balance here to get rid of the stuttering that I was getting completely, but I still haven't. It might be a little bit better with what I did, but I mean, that being said, the game still looks great, and I'll switch views here. So we got full control over our lights that I've got mapped to my steering wheel. We got controls over right and left turn signals, and of course our hazard lights. Really neat. Which is especially useful when you play my favorite track and favorite feature that they introduced in EVO that we're going to try here in a second. They also did such a great job with the interior. The clusters look great. Obviously, there's not a whole lot going on here on the S2000 cluster, being an early 2000s car. But, you know, everything displays there. Lights, hazards, the whole 9 yards. Alright, let's head back to the menu and check out my favorite implementation to Assetto Corsa EVO. So we're going to switch over to multiplayer, check out the server list, refresh the list here, and see if we can find ourselves a server that's hosting the tourist version of the Nürburgring with some empty spots. Now this is by far my favorite track, and specifically what they've done here with Assetto Corsa EVO, and allowed us to join a server with 32 people, just lapping the Nürburgring and being able to hang out in the Nürburgring parking lot is really cool. So this server here is going to want us to use, do we have any road cars here? Not really. That's alright. I think the GT4 is a great car. Yeah, let's try the GT4 RS. Why not? 31 of 32, will we get in here is the question. Server might be full, but let's give it a try. Looks like we are. So this is by far my favorite thing to do in EVO so far. I can spend 2-3 hours here. It's really neat to be able to bring 32 players with completely different skill levels on the same track. It's not really serious. You're just lapping, having some fun. Oh, we're going to get nighttime too. That's didn't expect that, but all good. So I've got all my lights and everything mapped to the steering wheel. Turn our normal headlights on, headlights off, high beams. Again, it might be hard to see in the recording. The lighting looks great. And of course we have access to hazard lights and everything. I'll pull up to give it a little bit better of a... It's a great looking game. I think I've said that about 6 times now. I apologize. I mean... Alright, let's see if we can... Well, the first thing, I'll take a little lap around the parking lot here for those who have not seen it. This is great, and I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not, and I should have probably read up on this before I even made this video, but it's to my understanding that they plan to add a open world type concept to the game, which I believe is going to be revolved around the Nürburgring. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see that. chat is being foolish, as chat will. But as you can see, people are popping in and out, hanging out in the parking lot here. Pretty much everybody's driving GT cars, or whatever that is, so I'm gonna be, not that I would be competitive anyway. I'm gonna take off and start a lap here. These guys are probably gonna pass me. And like I said earlier, this is kind of where the whole signal light, being able to control your signal lights and everything is kind of useful, because I can let these guys know I'm just gonna hang out here, although I should be yielding to the right. We'll just let them go. And let's go for a lap. Vehicle behind me with no lights on. Oh, there he is. I think I'm gonna have to run high beams here. I hope my rattly Logitech 920 doesn't ruin the audio, but we'll see. I'm going to do my best to stay out of everybody's way as I'm driving a slower vehicle, and I'm also... and it didn't seem to work very well right there. Although it kind of looked like that guy bombed the turn. Sideways, see if we can keep this rig on the road. And the car sounds just great, you know, once again. See if we can actually complete a full lap here without hitting a wall. Getting a caution up ahead, probably a vehicle stopped or off the track, which may be me here in a second. There's a faster car behind us. Let him go. Try to take it relatively easy, nice and smooth. What feels slow is actually fast. And in other times, what feels slow is just straight up slow, which is probably what's going on right now. Whoops. back into morning. Probably shut our high beams off now. Caution out again. And there's Porsche facing the wrong way, so he was off the track. Whoa. So you can see in chat there somebody saying that this game feels a little floaty is what the word he used in comparison to Assetto Corsa. So not everybody thinks the physics of this game are up to par, but I personally think the game feels good. At least for a noob like me, still a lot of fun. I actually caught back up to that Porsche that I let pass me earlier. I definitely should be capable of a much faster time with the GT4, considering I can do a 718 with an RS6, which is probably also fairly slow, but, you know, at least I stayed on the track the entire lap, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. Again, the soundtrack is just so good. Alright, let's hop out of here and try something with a V8. Alright, as promised, we're back with a V8 car. Now this is actually my favorite car to lap here on the Nürburgring. I spent way more time than any other car lapping this car, so I know it a little bit better. This is the Audi RS6. Great sounding car. Now I changed the location of my mic because I noticed the last clip you could kind of hear my G920 rattling away pretty loudly. Hopefully this is better. I'll know for the next one. Oh, I just cut that guy off. Alright, I've done a 718 with this car before. I don't know if I'll be able to do it again right off the bat here, but let's see if we can do better than a 730, which is what we got with the GT4. I'm going to be quiet here, try to focus and see what we can do. Ooh, NSX off the track. Definitely getting more frame drops than I did the last lap for some reason. Faster car catching up to me. If he gets close enough, we'll slow down, let him by. Which I believe he's going to in a minute. Looks like a GT4 maybe. Let him go, 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 go. Definitely getting more hiccups in the frame rate on this lap, but it's hard to say at this point whether it has something to do with me screen capturing the game while I play, or it's just either that or it's just the regular lag, but it does seem a little bit worse than usual right now. Well, I was kind of keeping up with that Porsche for a little bit, but I'm just not that great of a driver. And that probably is a faster car, just straight up. I mean, Now, despite the optimization issues that I've been having, for the most part, when I'm not recording, I can average 110 to 120 frames per second on the RTX 5070. And it'll run beautifully for the most part. It just always seems to be the exact same part of every racetrack. I will get a stutter for whatever reason. I should have stayed flat through there. That was my fault. That was a mistake. I don't know. So far, this lap feels faster than a 730, but we're going to find out. Again, way too slow through there. Yeah, there was a lot of stuttering on that lap. Wow, I'm gonna get a 730 again, aren't I? 7:26.7. Doesn't matter whether or not I'm in a GT4 or an RS6. I'm doing a 730 basically. Kind of bizarre, but hey. So here we are back at the menu. Now, something I didn't even notice before, I just breezed right over it, was the customized vehicle section here. To be honest with you, I didn't think there was a whole lot that you could do here, so it goes to show that maybe I'm missing a few other features here in EVO that I didn't even know existed, but so the customized vehicle option here seems to go a little bit more in-depth than I thought. When I first seen that, I thought it was mostly just paint colors and stuff like that, which it is. If you can go in through here and customize your color and choose either between OEM ones or customize it yourself here. Same thing with the interior. So this is obviously specific to each car, so you can see here if I go into the... Now obviously I'm in open mode still, so if I was in career this would matter more, because if you buy a vehicle, you might want to customize it a little bit. So that's pretty cool. You can switch between some OE wheels that the MX-5 came with back in the day. Steel wheels, 14-inch MX-5 BBS wheels, and then of course I can customize the color. Really neat. I also noticed through here we can even customize some interior parts. That's so cool. I had no idea up until about 5 minutes ago. So there you go. Makes you wonder what else I'm missing, but really neat. So even in here we got a mechanical section, so different differentials we can choose from. NALSD, that's really neat. Different suspension options, lower the car a little bit, gearbox options, 1.8 liter RS engine. So there you go. I had no idea that there was customization for this kind of stuff. We can even change the showroom. Let's go to a car dealership. Oh yeah, perfect. Really neat. For the sake of curiosity, I'm going to switch over to another car. What if I choose... Let's hop into the E46 here and see what we get for customization options. Back, customize. Not quite as much as the MX-5. So we get exterior stuff. Looks like it's just going to be paint colors. And then all we can change is the wheel color. So there's nothing for that car. So obviously this is going to be highly dependent on the vehicle. But still, really neat that they're implementing some of this stuff. Let's try one more car. Got to be one more that I can play with here. Maybe a... Whoops. Take a look at the Camaro. Now I'm assuming it depends on how many trims are available. Like this car here, of course, I can configure it. Oh, so you can configure it right from the car selection screen. Ambience LED color. Huh. Interesting. Just gonna add that car to my list. And I'm assuming... Right, so this is essentially going to let us mess with some OEM options, I'm guessing, that the car would become, that would have been available with. Lug nut color. It's really cool. I like that. Seat belt color. Nice, so we can open the door, take a look inside. Really cool. Not sure why... Oh, I see. Okay, so it's turning the lights on. Really neat. So we're going to get some customization options for sure, obviously. Awesome. Didn't even know that existed. Well, my final verdict on this game so far, I mean, again, being version 0.41, for 40 bucks, I think it's still a good deal. Obviously, everybody has their own opinion. Some people say don't buy a game that's not, not finished. Totally understand that view as well. But this is worth every bit of $40 to me. And, yeah, I'm going to get back to lapping the Nürburgring. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.